What do a former governor from Alaska and a top White House press secretary have in common? Both have shaped American politics in ways few could predict, and both have become icons in their own right. But here's the real question: which one left a bigger mark on history? Sarah Palin, the outspoken maverick who energized a political movement, or Dana Perino, the poised communicator trusted by presidents and millions of viewers? Stick around, because by the end you'll have a new perspective and maybe a surprising answer. Plus, there's an unexpected twist waiting at the end that you won't want to miss. Let's rewind to 2008, the moment when Sarah Palin burst onto the national stage. She wasn't just the governor of Alaska anymore, she was John McCain's running mate, making history as the first Republican woman to run for vice president. Almost overnight, she became a household name. Her folksy charm and bold rhetoric captivated some, while her unfiltered style shocked others. I remember her famous line, "I can see Russia from my house." It wasn't even hers, but it cemented her place in pop culture like few politicians ever achieve. Palin wasn't your typical polished politician. She spoke directly to everyday Americans, energizing the conservative base like no one else. Her fiery speeches and unapologetic stance on issues like taxes and traditional values created a wave that helped spark the Tea Party movement. Whether you agreed with her or not, you couldn't ignore her. She represented a new kind of political celebrity, part politician, part media sensation. But here's where it gets interesting. Palin's rise wasn't just political. It was personal, emotional. She connected with people who felt left behind by the elite, who wanted a leader they could relate to. Yet while she had millions of fans, she also faced relentless criticism and parody. So was she a political powerhouse or a symbol of division? That's the first piece of the puzzle. Stay tuned, because there's more to compare when we look at Dana Perino's story next, and the twist might surprise you. Now, let's shift gears and talk about Dana Perino. Unlike Palin's dramatic entrance into the spotlight, Perino's rise was quiet but steady and no less impressive. She wasn't chasing headlines, she was shaping them. As the White House press secretary under President George W. Bush, Perino became the voice of the administration during some of America's most challenging times. Imagine the pressure of standing in front of the nation, day after day, answering tough questions while maintaining calm, professionalism, and poise. Perino wasn't flashy. She didn't need to be. Her strength came from her ability to communicate clearly, even when the stakes were high. She wasn't just relaying information, she was shaping the narrative. And when her time at the White House ended, she didn't fade into the background. Instead, she found a new platform, becoming a trusted voice on major news networks. Her analysis wasn't just insightful, it was respected across political lines. But here's where the contrast gets fascinating. While Palin captured attention with bold, headline-grabbing moves, Perino became known for her steady, measured approach. She wasn't polarizing, she was persuasive. And that leads to the bigger question: does influence come from making the loudest noise or from being the most trusted voice? Stick around, because we'll dive deeper into their legacies next, and there's still a surprising twist coming that ties everything together. Let's take a closer look at what both Sarah Palin and Dana Perino have left behind. Their legacies couldn't be more different, yet both are undeniably powerful. Palin's contribution to modern conservatism is massive. She became the face of the grassroots movement that helped launch the Tea Party in the early 2010s. Her influence sparked a wave of candidates who mirrored her style: plain-spoken, anti-establishment, and fiercely independent. Even today, echoes of Palin's rhetoric can be heard in political campaigns across the country. Love her or hate her, she changed the game. But legacy isn't just about who shouts the loudest. Enter Dana Perino. Her contribution lies in her ability to shape conversations without needing the spotlight. She played a key role in guiding public perception during her time as press secretary. But her true legacy may be in how she transitioned from politics to media. As a co-host on top-rated news programs, she's become a steady, trusted source of analysis. Perino doesn't need to stir controversy to get attention, she earns it with insight and composure. Now, here's something to think about. Palin's legacy is one of shaking things up, while Perino's is about steady influence. Which has a greater impact in the long run, disruption or consistency? Don't decide just yet, because the next section dives into how they're perceived by the public, and the twist at the end is still waiting to be revealed. Public perception often tells a story that facts alone can't. Sarah Palin is a perfect example. For some, she's a trailblazer who gave a voice to everyday Americans. For others, she's a cautionary tale about political overexposure. Her approval ratings were sky high when she first hit the scene, but they dropped as critics questioned her knowledge and readiness. Still, Palin remains a cultural icon, someone who could fill a room with energy, ignite debates, and make headlines effortlessly. Even her critics had to admit she had star power. Now, let's turn to Dana Perino. Unlike Palin, Perino isn't a lightning rod for controversy. She's built her popularity on trust and credibility. People tune in to hear her opinions not because they're explosive, but because they're thoughtful. She's seen as calm, collected, and genuinely likable. While she may not trend on social media with every appearance, her influence runs deep. She's the steady voice people turn to during turbulent times. Here's the twist. Palin is seen as a larger-than-life figure who evokes strong emotions, while Perino is seen as the voice of reason. One thrives on attention, the other on trust. But which one resonates more in the long run? I Could Go Anywhere Yet next will weigh the two icons side by side, and you'll see how this all comes together. And remember, there's still a surprising conclusion waiting at the end. Now that we've explored their journeys, let's compare Sarah Palin and Dana Perino side by side. Palin is a symbol of boldness. She stepped onto the stage, unafraid to challenge the status quo, and brought energy to conservative politics. She didn't just follow the playbook, she rewrote it. Her appeal comes from her ability to speak directly to people's frustrations, offering a voice to those who felt ignored. But that boldness came at a price. The same traits that made her beloved by some also made her a target for ridicule and criticism. On the other hand, Perino's strength lies in her steady influence. She isn't known for shaking things up, but for providing clarity and stability. She didn't seek out controversy, she provided solutions. Perino's legacy isn't measured in viral moments, but in the quiet respect she's earned over the years. People look to her for guidance, not spectacle. Her influence is subtle but enduring. So, who's the bigger icon? It depends on how you measure influence. Is it about who captures the most attention, or who earns the most trust? Palin's boldness reshaped the political landscape, while Perino's composure continues to shape public dialogue. But before you decide, remember there's one final twist coming that ties this debate together. Stay with me because the conclusion may change the way you see both of them. So after all this, who truly deserves the title of the bigger icon? It's not an easy answer. Sarah Palin redefined what it means to be a political celebrity. Her boldness shook things up, and she left a lasting imprint on American politics that's still felt today. She represented a shift, a revolt against the political establishment, and for many, that makes her an icon in her own right. Dana Perino, on the other hand, may not have the same headline-grabbing moments, but her quiet, consistent influence in media and politics cannot be denied. She became a trusted voice and has maintained respect across the political spectrum. Her legacy is one of resilience and credibility, qualities that are often undervalued in today's fast-paced world of controversy and noise. So, which one truly has the bigger impact? The truth is, it depends on your perspective. Is being an icon about being bold and controversial, or is it about creating lasting change and trust? Maybe both are icons in their own way. Now, here's the real question. Who do you think is the bigger icon? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm genuinely curious to hear what you think after seeing both sides of this debate. And here's the twist: what if the real bigger icon is someone who doesn't fit into either category? Stick around for our next video where we'll explore exactly that. You won't want to miss it.